Hey, I'm Will and Noble Locksmith, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Car Key Wizard. I'm an automotive locksmith, and while I definitely don't know it all, I have learned some tricks along the way that I hope will help you while you're out in the field. One thing you can do to help me out, though, would be to subscribe to my channel. And if you like my videos, leave a comment or ask a question, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I make a lot of videos, so if there's something you'd like to learn more about or a video you'd like to see on a car we're working on, just let me know in the comments and I'll put it up as soon as I can. Thanks, and I hope you enjoy watching my videos.
Alright, so now we've got our data, we've got our dealer key made, so we're going to open up VVDI2 and go to Audi. Alright, so we're going to go to Key Learn and MLB Immobilizer System. First thing you do is read vehicle information. Success. And then when you go to Key Learning, press OK to load emo data. That's in the file we saved on our desktop. Okay, now it tells you you should open the bonnet, the hood, and switch on the lights. Wake this car up. Okay, now you're going to put your key into the slot, which on this car is right here. It's different on these Audis, but usually it's around the cup holder or in this area. And then click OK. If you already had one key in the system, you got to relearn that key or else it'll delete it out. So now you can see we're one of two. We're going to swap the key out. Hit OK. We're looking for that 2 of 2 and we're done. Alright, all keys successfully learned. So we're done there. And that's it. Alright, so we have this SQ5 2022. We call these the alien key. I don't know why, but that's what it is. So there's a few different Audi style keys. This one is the MLB. And here we have the KYDZ shell opening tool. Be careful with this blade. This blade is so sharp. I actually did slip one time and cut my thumb on it, and it cut so bad. So what you're going to do is remove the key and also remove the battery part out. And then there's two styles. This is the skinnier one. But this one, you can see it just fits in there perfect. And then these blades are very fragile, so you don't want to, you want to make sure you don't bend it. It will just chip. And you cannot replace the blades, of course. But what I did was I slipped like that and whew, slammed my thumb in there, and that, man, I bled for hours. So now I'm a little bit more careful. But basically, you just got to run it around here. Now you can do this with a razor knife. That's what I was doing for a while till I found this, but man, this makes it so much cleaner and easier. And then you can glue the shell back together and you're not wasting a key shell. So you got that, and then I take this and I kind of hold it so that it's, you know, just a little bit of it sticking out. And kind of just go around it because it gets pretty deep, but sometimes it doesn't get deep all the way where you need it. And then once you get it, you can kind of just pop it open. there you go. So you got really, really clean halves, and then we're just going to glue that back together when we're done and get some nice clean glue back together. So now that you've done that and you didn't cut your finger open, you can so I broke one of these already, that's why I have extra ones of these, but they're about $100. You can get them online. Of course, you can't replace the blades, you have to buy a whole new one. All right, so we've got our solder station powered up. We've got our MLB tool. There's your MLB tool. You need these three things. This plugs in with USB-C, so we're going to do that. Plug it in. Open up MLB tool. Clean up your mess a little bit. All right, so the first thing you want to do is go to this little button right here. It's going to bring up the different pictures of the keys. So this is called the Panda. This one's the water drop, and then you got the Porsche style, which that goes in the other cradle. So most of the ones we use are the Panda #1, and you just need to verify that that's your key. All right, so that's our key. So last one I did, I forgot to pull the resistors, but you can see here on this back side, you got to pull these two resistors. Now what I do is I just pull one side up and fold it up so that I can push it back down. But you do have to pull those resistors, and then there's your solder points. You have 3 solder wires, so we're going to go ahead and solder those real quick. Actually, first I'm going to pull my resistors. I can't really show you this because I can barely see it myself. Definitely can't see it without glasses, but we're going to just heat up one side and lift it up, put a little bit of flux on there, easy peasy, and then put it in our clamp, and we're going to put a little bit of flux. That was way too much on each of the ones we're soldering to. I love this little clamp. I can position it just like I need. And we're gonna do black. I am not the best person, not the best at soldering. But I get it done. As long as it sticks on the right pin. You're good. Looks like I might need a little more solder on that one. And our red guy goes right there. Okie dokie. So we've got our resistors off. We've got our board soldered. Now we're just going to connect it here, and we're going to set our PCB right there on the center and close that out. Now we're going to identify key. This takes a few seconds. Alright, so as you can see, it's a high configuration, it's locked, it's initialized, because of course this is the customer's key. So now we're going to collect key data. Now if you've got points, which are about like $5 or $10 per key, or you can use a Xhorse universal key, which comes with the points. So either one you want to do, I'll show you all how to do it with the Xhorse key. So what you're going to do is get a battery. You need a battery in it to do it. And to trick it, typically if you're just going to use your points, you'd go collect a kit original keys, points deductions. We're going to use OEM keys. They call their keys OEM keys. I guess they're OEM to Xhorse. So you'll put your OEM key on there. You'll say OK. All right, OEM key successfully identified. Then you're going to swap that and put your key on there that you need the data from and hit OK. And then hit OK. Now it's going to do its thing. It even tells you 3 to 4 minutes to read the data, 10 seconds to calculate. That depends on your internet. That depends on a lot of things. So it's going to collect the data. Once that's done, we'll come back in a second and show you what's next. Okay, so collecting data, you see is finishing up, which is probably taking 5 minutes or so. That's the thing, you just wait. Now it's going to go to processing data. This is where you'll know if you've done everything right, like if you didn't pull the resistors off, which I did before, it will not work. If you got a bad soldering, something might not work. So we'll come back when that's done. Now it's going to data uploading and process. Basically it's taking all that data from the key, uploading it to the servers, and it's going to give you back an emo package. Okay, so right after server computing, it said server calculation succeeded. So it says place the key on the device area. You're just going to leave the key there, and now it's going to verify the keys. So don't move that key off or change the keys. It just wants you to leave it. Collection complete. So now you're going to save that calculation data. So you'll save that in your folder. Okay, so now you've got that. You're done there. So you can unhook this, and you're going to take your key that we got the points for and put it back in place, because you want to make your dealer key. Is the key a VVDI OEM key? Yes. So then it's going to read the key information. Okay, now this happens a lot. So this is an outdated remote version. It doesn't make any sense, but that's okay. So in your in your software, you have all the upgrades. So if you want to do it, you go to Update Online, Upgrade OEM Keys. And this is the Audi 433. See the difference? That's the new style. That's the old style. So we're going to be doing this one. So then you just hit upgrade. And we'll be back when it's done upgrading. Okay, you see upgrade successful, so now we can close that out. Go back to make dealer key. Yes, it's an OEM key. It's going to read it and then ask us to load the emo data, which of course we have here. Place the key on the device, which it is, and it's going to say generate keys. Now remember, you got to learn this key back, this key in because it's new, and you got to learn this key back also. With any VAG system, you always have to learn all the keys to the car, similar to Honda, Kia, Hyundai, Nissan. But if you don't learn it back, then it's just not going to work. It doesn't delete it out or anything. You can always go back and relearn it later, but That's how it's working. So successful. Now we can use VVDI2 or Key Tool Plus to make this key. So all I need to do myself is get these wires off of here. Put that off, and then you don't want to use Gorilla Glue. You want to use like instant adhesive, thin to medium viscosity glue, and just a dab will do you. Not from the South, might not know what that means, but you don't need much. I just kind of run it around lightly all the way around, and then this stuff dries very quick, as it says instantly. It's not instantly, but clean your edges real good, and then I usually just stick it in my vise for a few minutes. Well, I mean, just until I get my stuff ready to go in the car. So we can put all this away. We're gonna put this in one of our shells. You know, we buy these shells online, and so this is the other style Audi key here. We can do VVDI on that, or the key tool on that. We can also do it on the Porsche MLB, Bentley, Lamborghini. Any MLB is going to be this exact same system. So we're going to grab VVDI2. You could use Key Tool Plus, but we just have VVDI2. We're going to go to the car. See you there in a second.